So I decided to replace the PS5 controllers with Wii remotes. And, you know, it's an experiment, but I decided to go all in on Wii remotes mainly because they are a lot easier to put on and lighter on my feet. I've also got a crap ton of shopping bags, and so it's time to turn them into a custom strap. So these are going to go onto my ankles. And I end up having to do... No, I mostly use hot glue to hold things together, but for some important sections, I did do some minor sewing around the Velcro sections because those get a lot of stress when you put on and take off the straps. And yeah, they seem to hold up and stay on my ankles. We also have the slippers, which have Wii nunchucks held on either end of them by yarn. And overall, while the setup is jank, let's see how it works in VR chat. So the biggest problem I have had trying to get pure Wii remotes working as trackers in VR chat is the polling rate. The polling rate is very, very limiting as far as how fast I can move and what types of motions I can do. The Wii remotes will capture the general pose that I'm trying to do after I'm a bit more still, but any high action movement, the Wii remotes will struggle with. So we're going to go through a few different motions just to kind of show off the capabilities and the limitations of just the pure Wii remote tracking. And I'm using the pure accelerometer data, mostly because not all of the Wii remotes I own have Wii Motion Plus, so there might be some gains in performance to be made if I were to implement the gyro, but again, not all the Wii remotes I have Wii Motion Plus, so just to be on an even playing field, they are all just using the accelerometer. And we're just going to go through a few other poses. I always end up losing my balance when I try to stand on one foot. But we do have individual control of our feet, ankles, and thighs. And the general rotations are captured. But you can still see that the tracking is really, really kind of struggling. And you might be wondering, how is this Wii remote data getting to my computer? If you haven't seen the last video, I have a homebrewed Wii that is receiving the input from the Wii remotes, and then it is sending that data over Wi-Fi to my PC. And my PC has a application specifically listening for the Wii remote data, and it processes that data and sends it to Slime VR, which is then sending that data into VR chat. So we're just going through a few other motions here. And I think that covers it for the most part. Now, there's a bit of a side quest I got caught up in. I started looking into haptic stuff because I feel like haptics would really improve my VR immersion. And so I learned about Haptics, and it's around $697 USD if I want to get all the hardware, which is about 969 Canadian dollars. But I realize I have a bunch of haptic devices already. So, we're going to replace the nunchucks on my feet with real Wii remotes, and we are going to use every device I own. We have 2 Wiis. And so, it turns out that any Wii remote made by Rock Candy ships without vibration motors. I tried to see if there's any way I could get this Rock Candy third-party Wii remote to have any kind of vibration in it. So I have a dead Wii remote. It was fried by a bad battery, but we got it disassembled. We disassembled the third-party Wii remote, and maybe we can harvest the motor from the dead Wii remote for the third-party one. I figure I can maybe solder it over here, and we solder in the motor. I don't know if those pins actually work yet, but we solder it in anyway. And we forcibly make the plastic bit holding the motor fit. And it doesn't vibrate still. But, hey, Sonic VR recognizes all the Wii remotes, and courtesy of 2 Wiis funneling the data. The white Wii is sending the data from 4 Wii remotes, and the other 2 Wii remotes, their data is being sent by the black Wii. So, I guess you've got that. You can daisy chain Wiis to connect as many Wii remotes as you want. And that's where we end. Wii remote tracking. Do I recommend it? I would probably buy slimes. The haptics, on the other hand, I now have head pet haptics, chest haptics, haptics from when people touch my back, thigh haptics, ankle haptics, and foot haptics, but for only one foot.